Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent, close to my heart maker. And today I am joining with the Makers with Heart for yet another edition of the Mystery Envelope Challenge. Okay, for our November Mystery Envelope Challenge, we all got an envelope from Kim Ferguson, and it tells us that here's the rules for our video. We need to use all of the pieces, parts in the envelope. So we need to use all 4 pieces here. You may add cardstock, you may add embellishment. The project has to be a way to share a recipe, such as a recipe card, pocket, layout, etc. Select stamp sets that would be related to your recipe. So here is what I think I might use, some or all of these stamp sets. So this one is the Freshly Baked Cardmaking Stamp and Thin Cuts. This one is an old one called Kitchen Traditions, but I like this one that says Our Family Tradition. So that one I may pull in as well. And then I have Freshly Baked Scrapbooking Stamp and Thin Cuts as well. The first step of what I'm going to do is to go ahead and use this recipe thin cut. That worked pretty well, and I really like this design across the top. So I think what I'm going to do is cut a couple more of that design for to put over top with this pattern. Okay, next I'm going to stamp, I don't know if you can see these lines for the recipe cards. I'm putting it in my MISTI, and I'm going to do them in Pewter. We have, in my husband's family, the tradition is somebody always makes Santa cookies. My mother-in-law sometimes helps make with them with her daughter or granddaughter. My kids have made them with their grandma when they were young. It's like the family tradition, what everybody likes to make. And they are cutout cookies. They usually make Santa cookies, but they do all sorts of cutouts. And the cutout that they use for the Santa, my sister-in-law actually found some for all of us. So now all of the kids' families have them. So I have one, and all of my husband's brothers and sisters have them. So there we go. I have those lines done, and I just did them in pewter. I didn't really want them in the darkest, like black, but I wanted, you know, some lines down there. And when I got married, my sister-in-law and I got married about the same time. Her mom, my mother-in-law, gave us each an old church cookbook. And I don't know about you, but some of my best recipes come from those old church cookbooks. And I was moving up to the area, and she gave me an old church cookbook, and it had the recipes in it for the cookies and the frosting that everybody makes in the family. So I'll let you see this cookbook. Can you see how old it is? Like, that cover is barely hanging on. And let me see. We have white Christmas cookies. That's the one we'll be featuring. And then they always pipe on the frosting. So I think this stamp set will work. Okay, I've located the other recipe. It's in a newer one, but still a very old church cookbook, and it's the buttercream frosting. So this is the frosting that I will be doing on the back. So I'm bringing in that stamp that says Our Family Tradition, and I'm gonna stamp it right here on that first line. And I'm just gonna use New England Ivy. I know it's a retired color, but I like it as a green for Christmas. I just always loved that color. And here I'm adding on those gingham strips to the front and back of the recipe card. And then I'm going to go in with my LePens and write out the recipe. So I wrote out the whole entire recipe, and you're going to see at the end, I ended up having to write it a second time. And then I stamped that piping bag on the back of my recipe card. I added that green piece with the lines and put my frosting recipe on the back of the card. And then I'm going to make 2 matching tags out of that red gingham paper and take a thin cut and cut it out of one of those, and then I'll stamp inside to make it look like a cutout cookie. You'll see me decorate that tag in a little bit. And then I accidentally colored in that piping bag instead of putting a die cut on top of the card. And so it bled through, and I had to rewrite the whole recipe again and adhere it to the front of this recipe card. And here I'm decorating that cutout cookie Christmas tree with some liquid pearls, and I'll give you some screenshots of how this turned out. You'll see the cookie cutter that we used for the Santa, and I give you some close-up shots of that family recipe. I actually have a niece who has started her own baking business, and she is fabulous. If you live in the Northwest Ohio area, contact her. Let her do your holiday baking. That's what I do. Here's an example of some of the cookies she makes. I'm not sure if she has the exact recipe or if she has tweaked it a little bit, but I will leave a link to her Facebook page in the comments below. Jessica does a great job. So I hope you've enjoyed our little mystery envelope challenge. If you had fun watching this video, please give me a like. And for those of you that have not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing this and make sure you follow along on the hop. All 7 of us have recipes from our mystery envelope challenge today. And don't forget about the Black Friday sale. If you live in my area, it starts at 5 p.m. tonight. Check out the sale at katie.ctmh.com.